Hi, in this video, I will be showing you problem number 42 of chapter 2, section 3. Find the limit if it exists. If an answer does not exist, enter D, N, E. Limit as x approaching negative 1, 8x plus 8 divided by absolute of x plus 1. Now let's consider the denominator absolute x plus 1. Absolute x plus 1 is x plus 1 whenever x plus 1 is more than or equal to 0 or when x is more than or equal to negative 1 by taking the plus 1 to the other side. Or it is equal to negative of x plus 1 whenever x plus 1 is less than 0 or by taking plus 1 to the other side when x is less than negative 1. So whenever x is more than or equal to negative 1, it's x plus 1 itself. Whenever x is less than negative 1, absolute x plus 1 will be negative of x plus 1. Now let's consider the given expression, the given limit without the limit, just the expression, rational expression. So it is 8x plus 8 divided by absolute x plus 1, which is equal to 8 times x plus 1 divided by x plus 1 whenever x plus 1 is more than or equal to 0 or when x is more than or equal to negative 1. So when we consider the limit, so let's consider the limit now. Limit as x approaching negative 1 of 8x plus 8 over absolute x plus 1. So we know that the right limit, whenever the right hand side limit is equal to the left hand side limit, the limit is said to exist. So let's find out what happens when you consider the right limit, namely x approaching negative 1 plus. What it means is x is more than negative 1. So in this case, it will be 8 times, of course you have to consider the limit. So limit x approaches negative 1 from the right side of negative 1, that is 8 times x plus 1 on the numerator. This absolute x plus 1 is from here, it's x plus 1 itself because x is more than negative 1 in this case. So it is equal to x plus 1. So it is x plus 1 get cancelled out, so you just get 8. So that is the right limit when x approaches negative 1 from the right. Now let's consider the left limit. Limit x approaching negative 1 from the right, or when x is less than negative 1. X approaches negative 1 minus, superscript minus. This means x is approaching negative 1 from the left side of negative 1 or through value smaller than negative 1. So in this case, it's 8x plus 8 over absolute x plus 1 will become limit x approaching negative 1 from the left. In other words, is equivalent to saying x is approaching, if x is less than negative 1. Its numerator is 8 times x plus 1. The denominator, absolute x plus 1, is negative of x plus 1 because x is less than negative 1 in this case. So it is equal to, it is divided by negative of x plus 1 from the definition. So it's x plus 1 get cancelled out, but 8 over negative 1, that will become negative 8. So the left limit equal to negative 8. So in this case, the right limit is not equal to the left limit, so the limit does not exist. As left limit is not equal to the right limit, limit x approaching negative 1, 8x plus 8 divided by absolute x plus 1 does not exist. D and E stands for does not exist. Hope this video helps.